All right, welcome NFL Week 3 recap. I'm a little late on this. Low out there. I'm a little late on this. The Monday night, there were two Monday night games tonight, and while Buffalo did, I'm going to get into Buffalo, but Buffalo dominated and Cincinnati nearly came back, but the Redskins hold on for a 38-33 win. All right, as I usually do, let's start off with the locals, and well, I'm just going to tell you something. What I saw on Thursday night at MetLife Stadium against those New England Patriots, it was a thing of beauty. I mean, I, you know, I still can't believe that man is our our quarterback. Excuse me. He looked like a surgeon out there dissecting. Now I know New England's defense is decent, but they're not the same Patriots that they used to be. But he just looked unbelievable. And he was mobile. He ran. Like, he took off, and, a 40-year-old man doing that, I was like, my God. The Jets go to 2-1 with a 24-3 victory, and defense looked really well. Looked really good. They've been playing better the last 2 weeks. The one touchdown in the second half in Tennessee, field goal, shutting them out in the second half. It was a big win also because of the dominance the Patriots have had over us in the past 10 years. The last time we beat them at home at MetLife was in 2015, right? So it was absolutely a thing of beauty. I don't remember. Oh, we also ended a streak of losing on prime time, so that was. But I don't remember feeling that confident about a Jet game in a very long time. It was well coached. The running game got going. Lazard looks like he's back to his Green Bay Lazard days. Just unbelievable. And it's only going to get better. I mean, it's only going to get better for the New York Jets. I mean, they're just beginning to tap into what Aaron Rodgers can really do. And I'm telling you, like I said on Friday on SportsWire Radio, give those guys a plug. Go check out SportsWire Radio. What I said, if this team could stay healthy, they have a chance to do something very, very special. I'm not saying 1969 special, but we have a chance to do something really, really special. So the Jets moved 2-1, play Denver. It's coming Sunday, actually, at MetLife. And I'll get into Denver as well. But things are looking up for the New York Jets. Let's move on to the other local team. Yes, we do have another local team. The New York Giants. That team is like your crazy ex-girlfriend. You don't know which one, like your schizophrenic ex-girlfriend. You don't know which one is going to show up. I had the Giants picked to win, and they did. I thought it was the one game that they have a chance to actually win. And, Daniel Jones, give the man credit. Looked good, played well, didn't turn the ball over. Defense held them off in the second half. I like what I saw. Schedule gets really tough coming up. The Cowboys on a short week this Thursday night. And we'll get into the Cowboys. But the Giants, played really well. I was surprised. It's nice to get that first win. Maybe this will help them. Although they could go back to playing like ass this coming Thursday. So who knows? But for now, the Giants win. They go to 1-2, and Cleveland is just. I don't know. The Browns are just in such disarray. They got the one win, and that was over a very overrated Jacksonville team. I'll get into them too. That team is a mess, and they got to figure it out quickly. Okay, so we start off with those Denver Broncos going into Tampa 0-2, needing a win to basically save their season. They go in and they shut down Baker Mayfield and the Bucks 26-7. Offense surprised me. They look good. Defense shut down Tampa. One of the surprising losses, I had Tampa Bay picked to win. Denver came out desperate and just may have saved their season. Bucks go to 2-1, and Broncos are now 1-2. Minnesota 34, Houston 7. The Vikings are the story of the NFL so far this year. 3-0. Sam Darnold is playing like Johnny Unitas over here. I mean, an ex-Jet, right? And we'll get into another ex-Jet who's playing well. But he's playing out of his mind. Had another great day on Sunday against Houston. They're 3-0. Texans dropped to 2-1. I knew that was going to be a tough game for Houston. That game was in Minnesota, and the Vikings are just rolling right now. You know, that Jets-Vikings game in London is going to be really, really interesting. So the Vikings now 3-0, and see how long they just keep this going. Pittsburgh 20 to Chargers 10. How the fuck Pittsburgh keeps doing it, I have no idea. I really don't. I mean, they just fucking keep winning. The last 3 weeks I haven't had them picked. They just keep rolling. Defense is looking amazing. They just keep winning. And one of the Chargers had a quarterback injury. Herbert got hurt. And Taylor Heineken, I can call him Heineken because I can't pronounce his fucking name, had to come in the fourth quarter. And it wasn't enough. Pittsburgh's defense, and Justin Fields, not looking bad. Not looking bad at all. Pittsburgh goes to 3-0. Chargers drop to 2-1. And probably the game of the day, in my opinion, Eagles over the Saints 15-12. This game is a low scoring, back and forth. But it was low scoring. I thought it would higher. Saints had a lead, 3-0, and then Saquon Barkley. I mean, you talk about a guy who's found a home. After all that bullshit that happened with the Giants, right, last year, he's found a home in Philadelphia. He had the big run to give him the lead. That game is probably the best game of the day. Eagles hold on, rebound from a tough Monday night loss to Atlanta. And, for everyone saying, oh, we were the Saints for real, they dropped to 2-1. The Eagles improved to 2-1. But it was a great game, and those teams are going to be fighting for a playoff spot down the line. Colts over the Bears 21-16. Caleb Williams improved his game on Sunday. Wasn't enough. Bears dropped to 1-2. Colts get their first win of the year. Colts, this was a gutsy win for Indianapolis, win that was needed. Jonathan Taylor Thomas over there played really well, 100 plus yards rushing. Colts did what they had to do. A lot of teams did that on Sunday to save their season. So the Colts get their first win, 21-16 over the Bears. Speaking of ex-Jet quarterbacks, Seahawks moved to 3-0, 24-3 over a depleted Miami Dolphins team. Now, I've talked about it with Tua being hurt, and this guy Thompson, Miami's offense just isn't the same, and the Seahawks took advantage. DJ Metcalf, my God. Geno Smith, again, playing really well. He's really found a home in Seattle, and I'll tell you what, that Seahawks team is looking really, really good. So Seahawks moved to 3-0. Dolphins dropped to 1-2 as the Seahawks cruised 24-3. In the most surprising game, the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers, the worst team in football. They benched their prize rookie, who looked like ass the first two games, and they bring in Andy Dalton, the veteran. Not only do they go into Las Vegas and win, they go to Vegas and dominate. 36-22 is the final in a game that showed, hey, Carolina with the right quarterback, they could play. They could play. I'm starting to think Bryce Young is not the end-all to be-all for Carolina fans. And the Raiders are just a mess, right? They can't run the ball. Their offense is just totally out of sync. They're not looking good. Things are going to have to change in a hurry for Vegas to have any kind of success. Carolina gets their first win. They improve to 1-2. Raiders drop to 1-2, and the Raiders are in trouble. So they're going to need some help. Baltimore 28, Dallas 25. How about them Cowboys? This game was good. the Ravens won. They did what they had to do to save their season. You can imagine Baltimore 0-3. I can't. Ravens got off to a big lead in this game, and Dallas almost was 28-6 at one point. And I remember thinking, this game is over with, right? Right over. And I had it on the tablet. I had Red Zone on. Cowboys keep coming back. I'm like, wait, what? Oh, no. Ravens hold on, though. Get the win. Much needed win. They improved to 1-2. Cowboys, that's 2 straight home losses now. After winning the opener on the road, they dropped to 1-2 with a loss at home. And I was mistaken. This might have been the best game of the day, besides Eagles-Saints. Rams come from behind to beat the 49ers 27-24. Now the Rams are beaten up. They have a lot of injuries. San Francisco's dealing with it too. But I still had San Francisco favored to win this game. The Niners had a 10-point lead with 6 minutes to go. Hey, you just went to the Super Bowl last year, okay? You're expected to win games like that. And the Rams said, hold on. And, the Rams just, great comeback win. Again, probably saved their season. Rams get their first one to go to 1-2. Let me just make sure that's correct here. Yes, and the Niners dropped to 1-2. So then the Seahawks are in first place with a 3-0 record. My God. Detroit bounces back 20-13 over Arizona. I'm gonna tell you something. The Cardinals are gonna be a problem. Okay, they're 1-2, but they're gonna be a problem. In all 3 games, they've played well. I mean, they blew the piss out of the Rams last week. They almost won in Buffalo, and they gave Detroit all they can handle yesterday. Detroit's running game came up huge yesterday, or Sunday rather, for that matter. And the Lions get a much-needed win on the road after losing at home to Tampa, 20-13. Lions go to 2-1. Arizona goes to 1-2. The Sunday night game, another good one. Kansas City 22-17 over the Falcons. Falcons who just upset the Eagles. The Phillies. Patrick Mahomes does Patrick Mahomes things. Kelsey, they miss Pacheco. They do. But they found ways. And, Kansas City always finds ways to win, no matter what. And, the Falcons were threatening in this game. They had the ball driving for the go-ahead touchdown, and they got stopped on 4th down. So, questionable pass interference call in the 4th quarter that wasn't called against Kansas City. But the Chiefs hold on. The champs are now 3-0 on the year. The Falcons, keep the hat on. The Falcons dropped to 1-2 on the year. With a good game. And now we go to the Monday night games. Let's start off with the Buffalo Bills. What the fuck is going on in Buffalo? I mean, I did not expect 40. I know Jacksonville stinks and they're overrated. And besides, let's face it now, Trevor Lawrence, overrated. Okay, he sucks. And Doug Peterson, Sergeant Peterson, Chicago Police. Nobody gets that reference. Anyhow, he's going to be on the hot seat. His team is 0-3. They had nothing offensively. And that team is in trouble. Meanwhile, the Buffalo Bills are now 3-0. And I tell you, they couldn't be stopped. It was 34-3 at halftime. Just couldn't be stopped. I mean, God, it's going to make for that Bills-Jets game in October. It's going to be really interesting. The 2 teams, I think, are going to fight it out for that division. Buffalo and the Jets. I tell you, Buffalo's looking really, really good now. I have a really good friend of mine that, who is, big Buffalo fan. She's very happy right now. Bills go to 3-0. Jaguars go to 0-3. In the final game, the Redskins defeat the Bengals 38-33. Yes, I still call them the Redskins. Y'all don't like it, kiss my ass. Jaden Daniels, this rookie for Washington. He had himself a night tonight. Let me just go over these stats for you. If I can find them. 21 of 23, 254, and 2 touchdowns. He also ran the ball. He looked amazing. That Redskins team came to play. Cincinnati was desperate. They were 0-2 coming in, right? And for basically the entire game, They dominated the Bengals. So now, you told me the Washington would be 2-1 in first place in the division. Well, tied for first place with Philly. What? What? What's going on in the football universe? Then again, they were the Washington football team and they made the playoffs. Remember that year? Bengals fall to 0-3, and I'll tell you something right now. Cincinnati's in trouble. They are in trouble. They should be 3-0. They barely lost to the Patriots. They barely lost in Kansas City, and they probably should have won this game, but didn't. They had to come back late to make that score look like that, 38-33. Cincinnati's in trouble. So they got to get their shit together quickly. As we do it here on the Week 3 recap, we go into a little baseball brief, and I mean briefly. This New York Mets just keep rolling along. 3 out of 4 from the Philadelphia Phillies assured them of going into Atlanta. Now, they go into Atlanta up 2 games. They have a 3-game series. They can get 2 out of 3. This team is going to the playoffs. I'm starting to believe this team is headed for the postseason. And I can't. If you told me in May, when they were 11 games below 500, and they got swept by the LA Dodgers, this team be in this position, 87 wins? No, not happening. And they're on the cusp. They're these close. Get 2 out of 3 in Atlanta, close the deal. Our beloved New York Yankees swept away the Oakland Athletics in the final series that the Yankees will ever play in Oakland. It is sad. Those fans deserve better. And, the last game in Oakland, by the way, is Thursday, against Texas. So that's going to be interesting to watch. The Yankees just keep doing what they got to do. In Baltimore, this is the worst time, if you're an Oriole fan, to choke. Yankees up 6 games. Orioles come to town for 3, 1 win. And we are the AL East champions. That could happen tomorrow night. So the Mets and the Yankees both head in the right direction. And, every sports thing I talk about, like every show I watch or whatever, every podcast I listen to, Chicago White Sox have tied the New York Mets for the most losses in the modern era, 120. I never thought in my lifetime I'd see that record tied. Look, nobody wants to be a part of a team that bad, right? It's a shame, really. But they're bad. And then they're probably, I said like 2 months ago or a month, I said 123 losses. That was my prediction. It's right there. So, I don't know how they're going to fix it. I really don't. But the White Sox, 120 losses. And real quick, the Detroit Tigers, where'd they come from? Now all of a sudden they own the 3rd wild card? I'll tell you, Minnesota shit themselves. Seattle's still hanging around. By the way, the Giants are beating the Diamondbacks right now 6-3. I've been Met friends watching that game closely. Mets would be a half game ahead of Arizona for the 2nd wild card. So, very important. All right. That about wraps it up for week 3. Take a look at some real quick. Let's jump ahead real quick to this schedule. Real quick. I know. The Giants play the Cowboys Thursday. Come on, load. Yes, I don't know. What the hell? Yes, Giants, Cowboys the 26th, and then this coming Sunday, Jets host Denver. See if there's any interesting matchups. Packers and Vikings, perhaps. Eagles, Tampa Bay. I mean, I'm looking at these matchups, and I don't see any. Buffalo and Baltimore is the Sunday night game. I don't know. Again, next Monday, there are 2 Monday night games. Tennessee and Miami, Seattle and Detroit. I don't have any picks yet. I usually do that on Wednesday. But thanks for tuning in. Thank you to the YouTube universe. Love you guys, and have a happy week. Peace.